Today, Deer and Wildlife Stories visits the most popular deer farm in America, and you're fixing to find out why. Record Rag Deer and Elk Feeds presents Deer and Wildlife Stories. The whitetail deer is America's favorite big game animal, and whitetail deer farming is the fastest growing segment in the agriculture industry. Our program's mission is to dive into the world of deer farming and inform you of how deer farmers all over the country are now using rapidly developing science-based research on their captive deer herds to solve the chronic wasting disease issue through selective breeding. Not only is the new science working, but it's obvious that captive deer breeding is the only way to help save America's deer herd from CWD, which will help improve overall herd health and at the same time produce more quality trophy-sized animals for the general public. Join me as we discover how whitetail genetics, deer auctions, animal husbandry, and so much more drive the modern-day deer farming industry. My name is Keith Warren, and this is Deer and Wildlife Stories. All right, so on today's show, we are at CC Bar Whitetails. This is in the far northeast corner of Texas, just outside of Texarkana. And this is Hank Corbell. He's with CC Bar Whitetails. He and his wife, Shauna, and their family own and operate this place. And I came out here, I don't know how many times I've been out here now, but I've been out here a bunch. But when I first came out here, I remember telling you that you're the biggest farm I'd never heard of before.
I remember you saying that.
Okay, and I'm telling you right now, years forward, fast forward, I'm telling you, anybody in the deer industry knows who this man is and who CC Bar Whitetails is, and the reason why is because the deer that we're going to show you on today's show are genetically superior to just about any deer on the market, period. Okay, and the reason why is because he had the foresight to be able to do this special breeding for chronic wasting disease resistance before anybody else, literally, and he got a jump on everybody else. So the deer that you're seeing on today's program are really so far genetically superior to other deer that it's amazing. And so we're going to start out on this pen right here. This is a pen of, I guess you've got some breeders in here?
Yeah, this is a pen of breeders that we used last year. There's a few of them that we used last year that we've already relocated to another location. But yep, Silver Star. We actually had to saw him off. He got really big. We measured him right before we saw him off. He was 41 inches.
So that's Silver Star in there?
That's Silver Star right there.
Doggone.
Yep.
Silver Star, if you take a look through the North American Deer Registry, and the North American Deer Registry is the holy grail for deer breeders, you're going to see Silver Star popping up more and more, and especially now in the last 3 or 4 years, you're going to see him popping up more.
All of our -3s or better GEBVs are out of Silver Star daughters. Keith, okay. It's just mind-blowing.
And as we talk about the GEBVs, I know we've been talking about that for a long time now on the show, and some people are still wondering, what is a GEBV? Well, it's a grading score, if you will, on how you determine who's got the best resistance to chronic wasting disease. There's 2 different categories, SSs, and I'll bet every deer in here is an SS.
Every deer is an SS,
okay,
yes.
SS, and we were talking about it last night. 90% of the deer we're going to show you on today's show are SSs. Think about that, deer breeders, 90%, okay? And then you've got another criteria, the GEBV. The lower the number, the better it is, the more resistance it has. And so Hank's deer, we're going to show you, and this is a fact, the #1 deer in the entire country that's an SS that's got the lowest breeding value. So it's the best of the best. Okay, and it's right here at CC Bar Whitetail. So as we show you these deer right here, these deer are good, but I mean, think about this. Compared to what we've got to show them later on in the show,
all right,
these deer are, I look at it, they're just okay.
These deer got us to those deer, yes, the yearlings, the yearling crop. They're way ahead.
And so as you're looking at these guys, you're thinking, geez, these are good. And they're all SSs, and they've all got negative values, okay? The ones we're about to show you on today's program, the only way they could have been possible is to have these deer right here. So in other words, you start someplace and you work better, and now all of a sudden you got the best. And literally he's got the best SS with the lowest breeding value buck in the North American Deer Registry. We'll show you that buck later on in the program. But on today's show, we're going to show you a different variety of bucks, and then we're going to also, we're going to be knocking down a couple of bucks, aren't we?
That's right, yep. Got a couple we need to get delivered up to Oklahoma today.
Yeah, and so what Hank's done is Hank is now, he's got actually a farm up in Oklahoma. You and Brad are
me and Brad Haskell with Prime Acres. Yep, we've got Holly Creek whitetails.
And so Oklahoma is like the promised land for deer farming. I'm telling you, I mean, Mary and I have moved up there. We've got deer from Hank and from Brad. We got deer up there, but we're going to be moving some deer later on today's program. We're going to show you how those deer get moved. And so y'all stick around. If you got any questions for Hank Corbell, you want to contact him about his deer, give him a telephone number.
903-277-0591.
Deer and Wildlife Stories, we'll be right back.
Deer and Wildlife Stories is brought to you by the North American Deer Farmers Association, the North American Deer Registry, Dr. Ray Favero's Whitetail Genetics, and by New Dart. For more videos on deer farming, subscribe to the Deer Farming channel on YouTube and now TikTok.
What I'm gonna do is I'm fixing to load. I got some MK, and we're fixing to go try to get a couple of bucks. We're shipping them to Oklahoma, and good breeder bucks, SS breeder bucks. I'm gonna draw out 2 cc's, 2 milliliters, load each dart. And you notice I'm only loading 2 darts because I'm shooting that X caliber. Got it. Went out, darted a couple of bucks that we're going to ship up to Oklahoma, and we're just waiting on them now to let the drugs go to work and let them go to sleep, and then we'll go back down there and load them up on the stretchers and bring them back up here, saw them off, put them in the trailer, and reverse them and get them delivered.
All right, so if you just joined us, we're at CC Bar Whitetails just outside of Texarkana, Texas, and they just went in the pen and knocked down these 2 bucks, okay? And these 2 bucks are special. These are gonna be breeder bucks. They're getting moved to Oklahoma. And Hank's herd is actually certified where at the time these deer can actually be moved up to Oklahoma, and a lot of people are doing that. Matter of fact, yours truly, I wound up took some deer up to Oklahoma as well. But what's going on now, they brought them here to the barn and they're getting them ready for the trip. It's gonna be about a 3.5 hour drive. So what happened is they knocked them down. You can see the antlers, just the last of August, and the antlers are basically done, but there may be a little bit of bleeding. So they're gonna go ahead and band the antlers to prevent any more blood loss. They're gonna cut the antlers off, medicate them, put them in a trailer, wake them up, and then they'll be on their way to Oklahoma. And here's how it's done.
We got them sedated, we used MK, and they have no idea what's going on out here. We got the mask on them just to keep their eyes, in case they start coming around or whatever. But I always mask them up. We got the little tourniquets on them to try to help out with the bleeding. And we're gonna saw them off so that when they get where they're going as breeders, I don't want them getting caught up in the fence, tangled up or whatever, or hurting any other deer around them. And it's to protect themselves as well. So anyway, all right, Gigi, let's get this top one. Yeah, there's more blood coming out of the antler that's sawed off than out of his head that's still on. There you go. There you go.
This is all done under a permit system through Texas Parks and Wildlife, and you've got to have animal permits through Animal Health to go into Oklahoma with it. But the cool thing about this is that the genetics that are here on this particular farm through this method can get transferred naturally to another deer farm. So these are 2-year-old bucks, okay? They're gonna be used as breeders. Now, one reason why people would want these bucks anywhere in the country is because their GEBV score, they're really low, as all the deer are here at CC Bar, but they're also SS's. And so they've got the best of both worlds, SS genomes and a low GEBV score. And that's the reason why people deal with the deer here at CC Bar Whitetails. They want that. And the reason why Hank has got so many of them, because he started doing that breeding way before anybody else did. And he's far ahead.
All right, we got the buck loaded in the trailer. He's sedated with MK. We're fixing to reverse him with 2 cc's of atipamazole. We put him down with 2 cc's of MK. So we'll put it deep in the muscle. Back up, little buddy. There we go. Cap back on. Get the little man up out of here. But we got to roll around here with these little grandbabies. Sling out and shut there, girl. There we go.
All right, so we've got a new deer breeder from Oklahoma that is coming here. He's actually been standing off on the side while we've been working these bucks here. Now this guy could be dealing with any deer breeder that he wants, but he chooses to deal with CC Bar, and here's why.
Yeah, so my name's Jeff Fulgham. I'm a brand new deer farmer in Oklahoma, just outside of Durant. And I'm here today finalizing a purchase of some doe from CC Bar and Hank and Shauna Corbell. I honestly got to know Hank and Shauna through this TV show, through our good friend Keith Warren. And the more I got to know them, the more I got to talk to them, I really liked the breeding of their deer. I liked how they handled their business, and they've just been really, really good to work with.
Deer and Wildlife Stories is brought to you by RS Deer Ranch, Record Rag Deer and Elk Feeds, Rut Manufacturing, and by the Cervid Livestock Foundation. Deer and Wildlife Stories will be right back. Closed captioning provided by Advanced Deer Genetics.
All right, so this is Savannah. This is Hank and Shauna's daughter, and she basically grew up on a deer farm, didn't you?
I sure did.
And so what I thought it would be a kind of a cool deal to kind of get her take on what it's like about growing up on a deer farm, because I'm always telling people that deer farming is really a way of life.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so tell everybody, I mean, it's you and your sister, y'all grew up on a deer farm. What did y'all wind up doing?
We mainly did the bottle feeding when we were growing up. We always went out to the barn. It was our job, pretty much. It gave us so much responsibility. We'd wake up early, get out there, me and her would do all these things, go feed the babies, you know, go play a little bit and then go back out and do it again. You know, it was just, growing up, it just gave us so much gratitude for just all the responsibilities we got to learn and stuff. So it was really nice to just have that opportunity on top of, now we help a lot more than just the bottle feeding, but it's nice to, like, just growing up, just having that, and just like with our boys, just having something to do on top of, during our summers, that was what we did instead of just inside all the time. We were outside doing things.
Both the Corbell girls have grown up and they've got children, okay?
Yes.
And the boys, you got 3 boys right now between the 2 of you.
Yep.
And those boys are loving the farm life,
oh my gosh, absolutely love that. I mean, they are thriving on the farm life. It's so fun watching them.
And I think I tell people deer farming is really a way of life. And so when you take a look at the video of these little boys playing around, I mean, they're loving it. And so it teaches them respect for the outdoors, respect for their job and the deer.
Yes.
Okay, think about that. And then I want you to tell me a little bit about your parents, okay? And about how important the deer are in the way of life deer farming is to your parents.
Oh, it's everything to them. I mean, God blessed them with all this, and especially like now that we're growing a lot more than what we were when we first started, it's just, they're very humble about it too. And it means so much because they got to raise us in that also. So like, it's just a big family thing. So that's what makes it so fun, is that to them, it's more of just a lifestyle with family. Like, we go out as a family, we go work the deer. My mom and dad, they're together 24/7. And that's how I want to be with my husband too in the future. I'm like, I love that, that's awesome.
And deer farming is a great way to do that. I mean, it's a great way of life, and it's just something that what I thought it would be kind of cool to do, kind of step back away from the deer pens for a little bit and let you know about the personal side of what goes on a deer farm and how important it is to the family.
Deer and Wildlife Stories is brought to you by Record Rag Deer and Elk Feeds, New Dart, Prime Acres Outfitters, Rut Manufacturing, the new game management software, and by VAF Contracting and Fencing. Now it's time to hear from Ron with VAF Contracting and Fencing.
Hey y'all, I'm Ron. I own and operate a fence company here out of Central Texas. We primarily focus on high game fence. However, we go into all the different sectors of fencing you could think of, whether that be privacy fence for neighborhoods or around your house, agricultural fence for horses and cattle, or our specialty is just building a high game fence. So we travel and work all over the United States and employ over 45 individuals that take extreme pride in upholding the high standards we have to ensure a satisfactory product to all of our clients. Whether that's personal fence and privacy fence around your house, agricultural fence for all of your animals, game fence for your large property or small property, or water gaps or any other type of land improvement that you can think of, we can help you take care of it.
To contact VAF Contracting and Fencing, call 254-709-9418.
All right, so if you just joined us, we're at CC Bar Whitetails. This is Hank Corbell, and we are up by Texarkana, Texas, right? Just outside a little place called Redwater, and we're going to show you the most impressive pen of yearlings I've seen so far this year. And antler-wise, I've seen some bigger ones than that, but I haven't seen any that will score better GEBV-wise than that. And take a look at these deer. We'll be picking them out in some individual deer here in a second, but just take a look at this deer as a group. They're pretty. Okay, this is a nice group of yearlings. They're all born here, weren't they?
Everything here is born here.
So the moms, they're
18 years we've been closed.
And as you take a look at this, when I talk about, the GEBVs and the best scoring animals, what I'm talking about is that we know that statistically we can reduce the odds of chronic wasting disease by breeding a certain way. And Hank's been breeding that way for many, many years, and he's ahead of everybody else. This farm is one of the farms that is talked about nationwide. If you're a deer farmer, you've heard of CC Bar Whitetails. If you're not a deer farmer, you want to get into deer farming, CC Bar Whitetails, you're going to hear that name over and over again. The reason why is because he's ahead of everybody, because he started to do it. You did. He's very modest, but he wound up, he got ahead of everybody years ago and started breeding with this resistant genetic. And so all these deer in here, these all are resistant to chronic wasting disease, aren't they?
Every deer in that pen, there's 22 bucks in that pen, yearlings, and they are all SS's. Yes.
Okay, so let's pick out some in particular. Like that guy right there, he's beautiful.
That's 4113.
Mm-hmm.
He is an SS, he's a negative 4223. I think he's the lowest scoring SS out there.
That means he's the best scoring, okay? And what we were talking about, if you go to the North American Deer Registry, they've actually got a listing in there now that you can click the button and it will list all the animals genetically, whether GS, SS, GG, whatever, and their GEBVs, okay? And this is public information that if you're a member of North American Deer Registry or Texas Deer Association, you can go on it, you can find this information out. Hank has got not just the top SS buck in there, you got the second one in there too.
We got a female over here that's be a half sister to that one. They're all out of the Silver Star daughters.
And what you're looking at here is these are genetically improved to be able to resist chronic wasting disease. And that's what we're doing as deer farmers. And so you want to talk about pedigree on him?
Yeah, I mean, we've got 7 out there that are -3s or better. All of them, every single one of them are out of Silver Star daughters. Every single one of them are out of Silver Star daughters. Most of them are out of GXL, and which GXL has the real high number, but he's working great with those Silver Star. Those two genetics work really good together, seems like.
And so Silver Star is a deer that was Well, right here at CC Bar.
Born and raised right here. Yep.
And so those genetics are passing down, and you see these deer right here. Okay, the power from these deer really comes from the doe, doesn't it?
I think so. We bred GXL to, I think, 52 does, and all the very best GEBVs came out of the Silver Star daughters. So, I mean, it makes a difference on that, you know.
And as you've been watching other Deer and Wildlife Stories programs, you hear us talking about GEBVs. The lower the GEBV number, the better it is, okay? And so when you go on North American Deer Registry, you start looking at the GEBV numbers, he's got the first and second SS.
On the SSs, that's right.
SSs, for sure. And so, okay, so are any of these deer for sale?
There's a few, yeah.
Really? I'm surprised you'd sell any of them.
There's a few out here that I have offered. They're the lower end on they're negative 2s, but none of the negative 3s. No, I'm not going to sell them this year for sure.
A negative 2, hear that? That's his lower end. Most people would love to have a lower end as a negative 1.
Right.
Think about that.
Well, that's where I was at last year.
This is absolutely unbelievable what you're looking at here. These deer, this is the future of the deer farming industry. And if you'd like to come out here, I mean, this is right now we're in the end of August, so these deer are basically grown. If you'd like to come out to CC Bar Whitetails and visit with Hank and take a look at his deer and see the place, give him a telephone number.
903-277-0591.
And I'm going to tell you something. Before you make a purchase, if you're thinking about purchasing deer, or if you're thinking about breeding deer, no matter where you are, if you're a breeder and you're thinking about breeding deer, call him because he's got some semen from Silver Star. You got some semen from these guys, you're going to have semen. I mean, he's going to have the best of the best, lowest breeding value numbers that you can get, and they're all SSs too. So give Hank a call. I'm Keith Warren, and we will catch y'all next time.